All Things Good podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the All Things Good podcast. I am your coach and your host, Giovanna Cirillo. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast that helps you with mental health, self development, and your overall wellness, helping you become the greatest version of yourself. I want to say thank you to my listeners, thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for following me on this journey of the All Things Good platform. With that being said, I have some exciting news. There will be a little bit of changes when it comes to the podcast and the categories and the topics that we discuss on this platform. Not only will we be having conversations of mental health, self development, and stories of hope, but we will also be having conversations of spirituality, quantum physics, science, all the good stuff. And so I'm excited about that. Also, if you have not heard the good news, I am now a radio show host on 88.5 FM radio between 3 to 6 a.m. Sunday mornings. If you are not in Florida, then you can go to the website wmnf.org, listen now, and you can listen between 3 to 6 a.m. for the segment of Soul Before Sunrise with your host, Giovanna Cirillo. I am so excited for this opportunity. Today's episode, we will be talking to Christian. Once again, if you do not remember him from last year, the Battle for Your Frequency was an amazing episode. And today we're going to dive deeper. We're going to go back to that episode. This is going to talk about the topics that we discussed last time. And we're going to dive deeper into this year and what we can expect with where we are in the world now. So help me by welcoming Christian. Welcome, Christian. Welcome back to the All Things Good platform. How are you today?
Doing good, doing good. It's been a balance for me of everything what's going on around the planet right now. What about yourself?
I am doing good. Thank you so much for blessing us with your wisdom, with your presence, and reflecting back on last year's conversation. I wanted for you to come back on because I was going through last year's episode and I'm like, it's so crazy because everything that we were talking about last year is still happening here, getting worse, or like it's being exposed. So I feel like this is a good time to have you back on so that we can, touch back on what we discussed earlier.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's get it. I think right now this is the perfect time to start talking about it because there's just so many things happening and people need to know for the ones that are just unaware. And of course, a lot of people like to listen to these things too because this is like news to them. This is the real news that we're given. You know what I mean? So not from what they show on the media, right? So
Exactly.
I'm gonna be real. This fake news, the fake media, the illusion, all of that. So
Exactly. Exactly. So that's exactly why I wanted to have this conversation because I'm like, people need to know. People need to know. And I'm like, why not Christian? He has so much wisdom, so much insight, so many downloads. And I really love last year's episode. And I feel like this year is going to be even better. So things have changed. It's been almost a whole year now. We are at war. There's so many things being exposed. People are waking up. I mean, people are waking up and realizing that even what you stated last year, that it really is a war for our frequency. And so, where do you think we are now spiritually compared to last year?
well, last year it was the start of people starting to questioning things. They're starting to wake up. We're going through a huge split right now. And it's amazing. This is the most amazing times that we're in because of so many things are happening and so many updates on the frequencies of the world of what's been going on. Mother Gaia right now has been waking up. It's been disrupting this whole planet from the weather modifications, from earthquakes, from hurricanes, from certain hurricanes from other places. So I know it used to happen during Florida, but we didn't have a hurricane this time,
No,
right?
we did not.
We both live in Florida, so it was just like, okay, what's going on? Because there was a moment in time that people were starting to see like, okay, they are creating these hurricanes, they are creating this fake weather. So and now that's like, okay, now we're starting to see it, but
Hmm.
this time Mother Gaia at the very moment is going to erupt fast and it's going to shake up the whole world of what like it's doing right now. And how the energies are erupting at the very moment. And it's been intense for some. It's been intense for me. I'm going to be honest with that. And trying to navigate and going through the flows, like we're here to feel everything.
Right.
We're not here to be in one frequency. We're here to be in all of it, the highs and lows. It's important. And this is part of our evolution. This is part of our ascension at the very moment. So right now, this is the waking period that we're in, besides what's going on around the world with this war and all, because to me, the real war is us. It's a spiritual warfare right now. So, and this is the last part of it too, of what's going on. Like it's literally happening. Like it's within us. What are we going to do? What's humanity going to do? What
Mm,
they're going to see? What they're going to feel? Right? So they have a choice. And that's why the illusion that we're seeing right now, everything is falling apart. Everything is falling apart at the very moment. And it's going to get even more heavier by the times are coming from this year. This is like from this year, from the next 5 years, things are changing.
okay, so you say 5 years. Okay. We'll touch on that in a little bit. Now,
Hmm.
you mentioned the highs and lows because when people think of frequency, and even when I think of frequency, we want to keep it at the highest, right? But obviously, that's not always going to be possible. Maybe it is. I don't know. But you said that both highs and lows are needed. Can we talk more about that?
Yes. So the thing is, we've all been programmed up to always think positive, right?
Or
That's
always
what
think
most
negative?
people, yeah. And the thing is, people are so afraid to feel negative. They think that,
Mm,
if you feel this way, you're a negative person, you're this, you shouldn't be feeling that way. You gotta step up, man up and beat all this. It's like, no, we have to feel. We
right,
have to feel. Our emotions is major key to our evolution. It's the codes. Our emotions carry codes. Once we start to feel and embrace every feeling and have an awareness around that and navigate through that, we start to master. We start to see how we can be in tune with God. That's how we harmonize our ego. We've been so out of balance with our egos that it gets us to a place that our protector energy starts to turn on, and it disconnects us from love, from connection, from abundance, from all of that. So once you start to balance every single thing, every frequency that's given, because it's gonna come, it's gonna be given to you.
right,
It has to be presented. And once you start to feel and be like, you know what, you have to start being authentic. You have to start being vulnerable. And vulnerability is hard for people right now. Being vulnerable is not easy. But once you start to step up and start to vent, start being vulnerable, start letting things out, start being exposed, it's game over. Like you are
yes.
literally mastering everything because right now everybody's being exposed. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like everybody's being
Yes.
exposed right now. And especially from social media, from from people taking selfies, highlight reels, from anything that we see, anything that we step into, certain energetic portals that we step into, from anybody's content, from the media and such, right? We're starting to feel people's energies now, right then and there, because sometimes everything is not always black and white.
Right.
So we have to be mindful who we stepping into and how we present ourselves because energy is everything. The frequency is it's just going to show. It's going to vibrate intensively.
I agree. And also, especially saying you need to feel it and especially the vulnerability. Because
Yes.
it's like you said, a lot of us are programmed to, either think negatively or try to just only think positively. And one thing that I've learned, I mean, maybe since we've even had an episode together or a conversation, is to really feel, is to not ignore it. I remember me going through a season of anger, of me going through a season of just like, oh my God, rage. And
Hmm.
at one point, I'm like, why do I feel this way? But now I'm like, I have to feel this. There's so much within me that is like frustrated, angry, and just needs to just feel it, not ignore it, not pray it away, not call it, a demon, but just feel it. And let me tell you, that season was one of the most intense seasons of my life, but at the same time, I came out so empowered. Like I came out so humbled as well to see
Hmm.
that, it's not all just light. There is also darkness, there's also pain, there's love and there's anger, and it's okay to embrace both, right? And so I love the fact that you mentioned that, because sometimes people, when they wake up, right, when they're coming to this awakening, they think it's just all about positivity. And I find myself talking to people and I'm like, you got to feel it. Religion, people have told you not to feel these things, to just push it away. We got to pray it away. It's a demon. We need to get the holy water. No, we got to feel these things. These are
We
real
have to.
things. And so thank you for sharing that.
To me, this is important. And, this is part of our shadow work. This is part of our healing. And how can we lean in, with God as well too? And how can we elevate ourselves with this, right? Because that's how we're gonna elevate is literally feel everything. Like I'm gonna speak about this right now and being authentic with this because I know that most people that will come on in interviews and such, some will be like, everything is good with them here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I've been going through some things. I've been crashing out. I've been, battling some internal things. And I admit it, I'm human. I'm having a human experience. I'm
Mm-hmm.
having a human experience. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. I'm not afraid to vent. I'm not afraid to
Right.
show who I am because as of right now, my energy is being exposed as it is. I don't even have like the thing is me and you, we don't even have to say nothing. Our energy is being exposed for what it is right now.
Right.
Right? So that's why it's so important at this time. And there's just so many at the very moment, like they just have this ego, this protective energy that I've been speaking about is it's turned on right now. And some are just afraid to let things out. And they have no idea that you're already been getting seen right through right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the time period of why people right now this is the most important thing because what everything was going on around the world right now, for some people that have been saying, well, this has nothing to do with me. I'm over here, I'm paying bills. To say, oh, it has a lot to do with you. You have no idea. It has a lot to do with everybody.
It's
Mind
so true.
you, like, look, I'm gonna going on this. Mind you, the world that we've lived in our whole lives never made sense the way we lived. Never did. We accepted everything. We
Mm-hmm.
accepted to be a slave to the system and thinking that that's okay. We normalized that. We accepted to pay bills. What? Just really think about that. You know what I mean? Like we accepted that.
Right.
We are just accepting everything was been given. And the thing is, that's why the foods that we consume, the music that we are listening to, Hollywood and everything else. Why do you think they put all these things from a lower density, from a lower vibration to really program our subconscious mind? Is they're thinking that that may be real or such, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't want us to question,
Right.
right? So that's why like it's so important to go inward. That's why they never taught us to go inward at all.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Talk about it. Talk about that because it's true. Everything is a distraction.
Everything is.
Everything is a distraction from getting you to actually get with God, talk to trust yourself, do the inner work, do the healing. They want us to rely on everything outside of us and not the thing within us.
Yes.
And that's what it is. It's all a distraction. It's insane. It's insane. Now, last time, and you're talking about it now as well, you spoke about the shadow work, which we were just talking about. And you stated that it was good for people to start doing the confrontation, facing those dark areas, facing those areas of pain. In our current state, what do you believe those who have not done the shadow work will be seeing?
Stillness. Stillness. Key is stillness. There's where so many are still distracted by what they're doing with their daily lives right now, their daily matrix routine. And This is what they created. They want us to not be in stillness because
Mm,
in stillness comes with power. It comes with tuning in to regulate our nervous system, to be here now in this present moment, to know and listen within our higher selves, to listen to our avatar state as well too. And then for the people that with what I just said right there, shout out to the Avatar Airbender, the show, the cartoon show, Legend of Korra, and all that. This is they so many of these shows that I bring up at times. They show truth, you know. That at times we're in the spirit, we're in the spiritual realm. We're in many places and in different places, right? Like we're everywhere. We're in different
right.
portals. So stillness is the way. When you're in stillness, when you're meditating, you get to see answers within you. You start to see your shadow. You start to see what you can confront and how you're going to react to it. The reaction is the other key too. How you're going to respond to it. How you're going to heal it. How are you going to be like, okay, this is happening. This trauma is showing up, and my protector energy, right? This ego wants to, not want to get hurt, wants to protect me and such. But this is when we have to just let it be and let it flow through us. Because the thing is, it's like if we that protector energy, that ego, that heavy density doesn't it has a lot of fear, has a lot
Mm-hmm.
of fear, it wants control, it wants clarity, it wants this, it wants to be protected, it doesn't want rejection, it doesn't want any of that. No hurtness, but we have to feel that hurtness. We have to feel those tears. We have to feel every single thing that we've been through. And mind you, some of the things that we've been through, it's been our past incarnation, our
Mm,
past wounds and everything has been our past incarnations and from our family members as well too, because they haven't
right.
healed from it. So right now, stillness is the way, is key, and that's how we get to know of to be in tune with God at this time.
Okay. What I brought up this question because a lot of people are saying that if you did not do your shadow work the past couple of years, that this year you're going to start seeing things differently. Like you're going to see, it's almost like the new earth is happening. So,
It's knocking on everybody's door right now. Like the
mhm.
ones that have not been doing the work, it's knocking at people's door right now as we speak.
Would you
Like
say
literally,
knocking or like literally about to kick the door open?
yeah, like throughout your energy, like energetic wise, like it's literally like let's say like if somebody's at work right now, right? That energy of that shadow is gonna come to you while you're at work. Whatever you're doing, it's gonna be like, hey yo, what's up? Oh, you at work?
Hmm.
Hmm. Hey, we gotta heal.
Right.
I'm bringing this trauma to you, so you can't resist this. I don't care what you got going on right now. Because if you're resisting, you're not going to be happy, just so you know. You're going to be triggered, and that's not my problem. So let's talk. That's what's
Right.
happening to people right now. And
Mm,
so many are just resisting, and some people are getting triggered, they're feeling it, and and you have people that be like, oh, I gotta stay positive, I gotta stay positive, I gotta stay positive. It's like, no, it's coming to you for a reason. And when shit does hit the fan, excuse my language, it's going that the energy is just going to be feel so dense that you're not going to even know how to control things. You're just going to your whole body, your whole nervous system is not going to able to know how to react. It's not going to know what to do. It's just going to feel so it's just so low. You know what I mean? Very heavy. So
mm-hmm.
that's why the shadow work right now is knocking at everybody's door, and that's why there's so many people that have done the work. They're prepared, and we're the light goers. This is our time to shine. Like we're going to be the ones how Yeshua has done it, how Buddha has done it, how all these other ascended masters have done it. They have helped humanity. So this is how they've been into the truth God within themselves, and that's what's happening right now. We are helping. We are literally showing the light that people have within them, and the light is not always pretty, like we just spoke of right now.
Right. Right. There was this, I was listening to, I forgot what teacher it was. I think Bill Donahue. Have you heard of him?
Bill Nye, I've heard of
He
him. I don't know
teaches the
much.
Bible through like mythology, and he was saying how even in light there was darkness. and even in darkness there's light. So like you
Hmm.
said, like there's even with light there is still pain. But I said that to say because I feel like now is a time where people are going to start feeling it in their bodies. They're going to start feeling it like through sickness and things like that. Like take care, like face those traumas, face those shadows, because if it's not going to come in one way, it's going to come in another. It's
Oh yeah.
it's kicking the door. What is it kicking the door? Waving in the fall. Wait a minute, the
Hey,
4 4. Yes, it is coming. So handle it. Handle it now. Do not ignore it. Do not avoid it. And if you need help processing it, there's so many people like Christian, like myself, like people that I'm connected to that would help you process this trauma and this shadow work.
yes. And you cannot do this alone. It's okay if you want to ask for help. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like, just ask. It's not a problem. Like for me, I'm glad I have certain mentors in my life, right? Like just say something.
Right?
Yeah, it's not coming from a place of weakness. No. Nobody has it all figured out. Nobody does. Even the most
No.
wealthiest people in the world, they have no idea. Yeah, they may have everything, but nobody in this world. And this best friend of mine's, I'm gonna give a shout out. His name is Hash. He even said this. He said that there is no way that you can be in peace in this matrix. Because if you were in peace and everything has been set to go, you would not be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. Because you're still here for a reason. There's a lot of work to do. Because
That's
for the
right.
ones that think that they're in peace and they're, with everything now, there's still got some things going on. And he was so right about that. And even this is how when Yeshua ascended and Buddha and all these other names I've been naming it lately. And this is how this is what they spoke of. This is what they spoke of in the Bible. This is what they spoke of in other scripture wisdoms, and paraphrases and all. So that's why it's important that this is well needed to talk.
Right. That was good. That was good. I love the fact that he mentioned that. And going back to what you stated earlier, vulnerability is not a weakness. It is actually a power. That is where you gain your strength. So
Yes.
please practice it. Just let that ego go, let that pride go. And the reason why we are here is to help. So, okay, so now you're a new earth teacher. What exactly is the new earth for those who are hearing this for the first time? Can you break that down?
Yes. So new earth is not just a place, but it's a state of mind. It's the kingdom of heaven within you. It's being in the present. It's accepting for what is to let flow through and just being responsible for your energy, just seeing for things for what it is, just letting life be and knowing that you can trust in God, being in tune with God, being one within. That's what it is. It's just all about just being in that state of mind and being in that energy and being in that frequency and balancing in feeling everything that what we just talked about from the beginning. New earth is nothing but a balance of every single thing, and nothing is controlled at all. Nothing is. It's just being here right now and knowing what can possibly be for you. And when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to love, when it comes to anything, like you have everything within you. That's the most powerful thing. That's the most energetic, powerful thing that we all have. And once we work on that within, it's work. So, and of course, hey, we're all here to learn still.
Right.
All here to learn. So we're all here within together unconditionally.
Okay, so it is not the actual earth splitting. I wanted people to actually, and it's through a conscience point, not an
Yes.
actual literal point. It is, from my perspective, is like even now, you have some people who are seeing things happen in their world, but the other side of the world is not like some people within the same, like we could be within the same apartment building. And they're like, oh my God, this happened, I've seen this. And I'm like, I didn't see any of that. So it's like that. So when you start seeing that, I'm talking to my listeners and to the audience, when you start seeing, when you practice living in a place of first doing the shadow work, like Christian stated, um, but also trying to remain in a place of a balanced frequency, you will start to see that, well, from there, you'll be able to create your own reality, right? You'll be able to
Yes.
create the heaven on earth. And that's what the scripture in the Bible to me means is the new earth. And so even in that, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about the new earth, right? And so, anyways, the point of me saying that is that what you think and what you feel and what you believe is what you will see. And that will be your reality. And if you remain in the place of fear, if you remain in the place of, anger, all these things that are negative, you're going to continue to see that. But if you learn to balance, learn to practice love, learn to practice, harmony, then you will begin to see that in your life as well. So, did you want to add on to that?
It's all about having a human experience. You know, we all came here to we signed up to be here to experience every single thing. Like I said before, we're not here to be in one frequency. We all got that wrong. Once you start to experience every single thing and not just figure anything out, then life becomes literally how you want it to be. You just have to let things be. And that comes from alignment as well too. Being in alignment is not easy. Like it's just like when you're in alignment, you're being true to yourself and experiencing everything.
Right.
Oh yeah, then there you go. And everything what you just said right there, like whatever you're at right now, and thinking that, that's just what it is, right? Like you say, oh, I'm always gonna be in fear, we're cooked here and there. You're in that frequency, you're attracting that into your life. It's that
Right.
simple. It's that simple. You're in fear, you're attracting fear into your life. Everything. Like it's just that's why, like, yeah, have an awareness of what you're feeling and learn how to navigate it.
Right.
That's it.
And it's funny how you said that your light turned red because I was thinking about alchemy, like when you alchemize your your energy, when you alchemize your feelings. So taking that fear and turning into something of the opposite. Like, okay, I feel this, I'm afraid this is going to happen, but you know what? I have to have the courage. I have to try to turn this around and do something with that energy. Don't let it sit there. Transmute it, alchemize that so that you can begin to live a life of balance.
A huge one. And that's why, like, the balance is the key to everything when it comes to stillness. So once we get into that, it's game over. And that's why the awakening is happening right now. Like the split that is happening is the ones that are going to continue to stay in fear. Some are going to incarnate and come right back to learn their lessons, and some are ascending at the very moment, and some are still between both worlds at the very moment. So that's why ascension is the major key of everything and what we need to focus on right now, because with these events going on. So,
Right.
and when it comes to seeing our spiritual gifts as well too, we're going to start to see that the more we focus on God, the more we focus on just leaning to our higher selves, everything. So yeah, it's key.
And that was the next question is what role does our spiritual gifts play in this? How important is it right now for us to use our spiritual gifts? And how will those gifts help us to navigate to and through this new earth?
Discernment, our intuition, our emotional awareness, the ability to really read energy, and so many other things as well too, because we're going to be seeing people like right now. What's I don't know, people have been seeing, but when it comes to levitating, when it comes to telekinesis, when it comes to all these other spiritual
It's
gifts that we all
happening.
have, it's happening. People have it, right? Because people are starting to fast. They're starting to see what they can do, right? Starting to build fire, to build air, to build water within them. And we're going to be starting to see a lot more of that. We all have it within us. Being human right now as we speak is the most amazing thing because there's so many right now, believe it or not, galactics that are here that is helping us out to show us the way of who we are, they want to be human. There's a right now we're being watched from the universe. So everybody's watching us from every single planet, from every galactic sample, from extra, advanced beings. Like I was just saying, all the galactics, they're all here watching us and they're helping us as we speak. And some of them are in line to come here to be human, to experience all this, to help humanity at the very moment. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to have these gifts as well, too. But of course, there's some that they have these gifts, but for us humans, we have everything. We can experience every single thing. And like the things that we see from the movies, right?
Right.
Like for me, I can name from Marvel to
Come on.
DC to Star Wars to um like I said before, Avatar the Airbender, Legend of Korra, all these shows, they show truth.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like them. Literally just like them. Once we start to tune in and start to cleanse everything, start to be like, okay, this is what it is. Things are going to start changing. The gifts are within us. We just have to really get away from certain things that are just not for us anymore. Because the more we consume, we try to balance both worlds. You're not going to be able to see it. You're not.
Right.
So, and I know at times that it can be very overwhelming when it comes to life and being on this planet. Being on this planet. You know, but now we have the time to really be in tune with that now, no matter what's going on. So, and it's going to be an exciting time when people start to see their spiritual gifts. It's going to be like it's going to be crazy for them. So for me, I'm excited. I'm here.
I'm
I'm
excited too.
shoot.
Listen.
You know what I mean? So I'm over here. I'm waiting to fly right now because we. The thing is, we there's going to be a point that we can fly.
See,
We're
I
we're going to
honestly I
fly,
question that. I don't know, and I'm not saying I'm wrong, and I'm
and
not
it's
saying you're
okay. It's
wrong,
okay.
but it's okay to question in this time, in
Yeah.
this age and time. So, yeah, I'm just like, can we really? I mean, I've seen and I've heard stories of levitating. I have. Um, but it's not the same as flying. So that's still something that I'm just like, can we really do that? So,
Hmm.
I mean, I know we can do it in our spirit, in our dream world,
Yes, when we
right?
astral
I have
project.
all my superpowers in my dream world. I'm fighting off darkness. There's light coming from my hands. There's all
Hmm.
of it. And I wake up and I'm like, man, that was so good. And but I think it's important not to fear it. I think because when we hear and we see these things, we're so programmed and taught that that's
Hmm.
demonic, that's dark, that's not of God, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. They're tapping into something that is evil. But it's not if you're using it for the right thing.
And they think that in that religion world, they think that only Jesus can only do that, not us. It's like no, it's in all of us.
Right.
Yeshua said it. You're just like me. When he says, "I am the truth, I am the way," he's speaking affirmations. It's like you can say the same thing too. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
God is within you. So he walked on water. He had other gifts as well too. They don't speak about. We all have it within inside of us, y'all.
Right.
He's been speaking about it, and of course, he's been talked about the wrong way, well, our whole lives, and that is turning around, and that's why religion is going to be it's the downfall right now. That's why people are turning against Christians, and I mean, like I said, I have nothing against certain people that are in that religion. I have nothing. I got nothing but love. We will never ever change your perspective and see the way you want to see things. Everybody has their own truth, and that's
Right.
cool. I got nothing but love for you, and we will never tell you to do this and that. Nah, that's not who we are. We are here to be the example to be in the frequency of God, be the example to be in the scriptures and the verses that they share in the Bible, right? Because in the Bible, they hold codes. We have to decode them. It's not just only stories, it's
Right.
codes. I mean, what does the Bible stand for? Basic instructions before leaving Earth. So there's instructions in there, and you gotta learn how to you got to learn how to decode them. But of course, you have a decision if you want to leave here or not, because I do believe that we can live for a very, very long time.
They did in
I
the
don't
Bible.
I don't believe in getting old. I don't believe it. We've been lied to about that. So the only way that people have gotten old and all this is because it's what we've been programmed by. It's
Mm-hmm.
the things that we've been eating, things we've been all these things I've spoken from the beginning. You know, that's why there's so many right now that look pretty young still at an age like from mid 40s and such. They look super young. 'Cause I know some, and I'd be like, wow, okay, they're not from here.
Wait, let's
So
clarify that mid-40 is not old. Can
it's
we?
not. It's not. I don't even like the word old. I don't. I do not like that word at all. But that's what, you know, in this matrix, that's what
Right.
they spoke of. So that's why when I tell people, right, and they ask about my age, I'll be like, listen, I am 35 years young. I'm gonna be young for the rest of my life. I don't do no birthdays. I don't do no birthday cakes, nothing. I mean, I do birthdays, but I don't do no birthday because I don't do no rituals.
Oh,
Everything is
okay.
spells and rituals. You have to be mindful of what you do to yourself.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but
I didn't
yeah,
think about that.
yeah. So it's there's a lot that comes with that as well. Like that's the thing. This is what the dark force is what they created, and they thinking that they made this shit normal, and they got away with this. It's like no.
Mm-hmm.
Even certain celebrities they talked about this. They were like
Oh yeah,
no.
definitely.
So yeah.
So good, so good. I'm excited to see people really taking the time to cultivate their gifts and not be afraid of them. You
hmm
know, despite of what people may say is demonic or you're operating from the devil, it's not. And I've been
It's only dynamic if you make it dynamic. That's
right.
just what it is. That's what certain people that I see it a lot. I've had people that told me on my platform that I need to seek God and it's dynamic and the things that you say. You shouldn't be doing crystals and sage and all this. Talk about it on the Bible. It's just some certain Bibles they talk about it in a very bad way,
Right.
right? Like again, everything comes in codes. Everything the crystals come from the planet. We're living in a very crystalline planet. Our phones come is very crystalline. Our water, our tablets, everything is crystalline. Like that's the thing that blows my mind. All cleanses, everything that we use, sages, Palo Santo, everything that we use. It's all herbs. It's all
Right.
herbs that's good for us. So that's the thing. Nothing is dynamic. It's only dynamic if you make it dynamic. And we all have certain demons within us, and that's the way we gotta balance it. It's a
Right.
darkness. That's it.
And I would say, I mean, honestly, get around some people who believe the same thing that you believe. I'm starting to have a community of people who think the same thing. Last time we got together, we were talking about cultivating our gifts, and I'm like, man, I want to start seeing auras, and I start doing this and like in front of them, and they're cracking up because we're trying to practice seeing each other's auras. But this is what we're coming into. This is going to be our new reality. And so the reason why I say that is because either you get with it or you don't, right?
Exactly.
So I'm excited about that. Now, speaking of all the systems, I mean, the programming that we have endured since the beginning of time, since our last episode, we see that systems are still crumbling, right? We have systems still being exposed. You have the files, you have the presidency, who's just, we're not going to talk about that because we can go on about that. There's so much being exposed and so many systems being exposed. Have you heard of mutual aid?
Mutual aid. I only heard a bit of it, but one thing about it is that what I can get intuitively right now is what they're coming with at the very moment is that they're going to try to make some huge distractions. That's the word that's coming up right now. So that's just how things are coming up with that. And like I said, evolution is the way at the very moment. Is the
Okay.
way.
Because people are saying, and I do believe that there's huge distractions. And I truly believe, because I've had this conversation with multiple people. Um, the thing is that because we're so accustomed as human beings to a system, even if we try to go outside the system, another system will be built because someone will be looking to lead, someone will look to be in control. And so there's that, right? But then also a mutual aid, they speak of people growing like their own crops, sharing food, bartering system, having the bartering system and things like that, and building that within each community. And so I feel like that's a good alternative when it comes to if the system, if the system gets crazy, if we stop feeding the beast, is what I like to say, that we
Hmm.
start creating our own, aid. But then again, it's like it can, to me, I feel like because of human ego and pride, another system is likely to be built because that's what what we're used to. What do you think
Yes.
about that?
Well, for the ones that are still stuck into that illusion with with their own ego that's not harmonized and the fear and such, they're gonna have their own thing. They're still gonna be controlled by the government that's still enduring right now. And what you're making sense of when it comes to the AIDS, I mean that's what's happening. People are starting to separate from what we've been known and starting to do their own thing. And it's happening everywhere right now. That's why it's important to start making your own food, start making your own thing, your business and everything else, because they're getting out of that old system. Because the new system that's coming in is taking over. The old system is really crumbling apart as we speak, and there's no chance for them to really get back up. So for this new system that is flooring in right now, is this is going to be ours, one nation for humanity, because we are the new leaders and we're going to be the ones to take things for what has always been ours this whole time. We are the new government. It's always been us within us. So that's why it's important to really just be on us and really harmonize the ego at this time, and really look over the oversoul and where it's been at.
I love that. I love that. Yes, it's true. I mean, it all comes down to that, right? The ego. The reason why we're in this situation is because of ego.
Yes.
But if we learn to, like you said, harmonize that balance, and we can begin to see heaven on earth. And that's what it's coming to, one way or another. It is coming. And so, I mean, this episode has been great. And I know some of it sounded like it was like doom and gloom, but it really wasn't. If you listen closely,
Hmm.
even Christian stated it. He's like, it's a good time to be alive. You always say that. It's a good time to be alive. And with everything that's going on, people may question, well, how? How? So tell us, Christian, because you love saying this, why is it a good time to be alive? Sum it all up for us.
Look what's happening right now. That's what I can tell to the audience. It's like it has to be this way. It has to be. Things are getting exposed for what it is. Many people have been saying, "Oh, I wish things could go back to normal, the way things were, how things were so simple and wasn't too chaotic and all." Like I said from the beginning, from this interview, is nothing was never normal.
Hmm.
Nothing ever made sense. Nothing never was. Nothing was okay at all. We've been distracted our whole lives.
Right.
And being here right now, what we're seeing history of human consciousness evolving right now. This is huge. People are starting to see right through the veil. People are stepping up. People are taking back what's been theirs the whole time and not being afraid. Mind you, there's a lot of us
Right.
and there's a few of them.
Right.
So what we doing?
Say that again. Say that again.
There's a lot of us and there's only a few of them. What are we gonna do? That is the question. I know what I'm doing, you know. Right now, the way we taking back everything, the old system is nothing to us now. For the ones that think that, oh, it's always gonna be dark and gloomy here and there, and how things are gonna be like, and the grid might be going, it's gonna go dark and all this because it's gonna come. There's nothing to panic. I can tell this to everybody right now. There's nothing to panic. It's all about just grounding yourself. It's all about just going within you. The news and every outlet that you go to, they're not going to tell you certain things. The realness is within inside of you. It's always been. When you stay grounded and be in stillness, You start to see answers what God can give you, right? Because the ego wants clarity. It wants to see things. It wants to be in control. And this is when you learn. This is when you have to learn how to navigate through this. So
Mhm.
there's nothing to fear at all, because this new system, the abundance, prosperity, is going to be given to us like never before. There's no control over that. This new system is going to be exciting, exciting. The new banking system, the quantum financial system that's coming up, because that's what it is. Everyone is going to be abundant. Everybody is going to be good, but it's all about where you're at with yourself. You have to believe. If you don't believe and you think that, oh, things are always going to be like this, then you're going to be stuck in that reality. That's the heavy truth. You made that decision. Only you. And if you think that, well, that's just reality, well, no, that's your reality. That's it. So why we're here and why things are so exciting right now is because for the ones that have been working on themselves, the ones that have been here for a very long time, for millennia. I know that for me, I've been incarnated here many, many times, and I've been through so much, and starting to see everything fall for what it is. And I saw the future. I was like, wow, we are literally going to be living in heaven on earth, and this is and it's now. Like the world is going to be, it's going to change like never before, and it's going to be beautiful, beautiful, and I'm excited. So if you want to see that from your vision, you got to go inward. And once you start to go inward and start to see that, start to believe it, and it will flourish. It will blossom. It will. But you got to go through that darkness. You got to. There ain't no way that you can avoid it. You can't. You cannot avoid your own darkness at all.
Ah, so good, so good. Of course, Christian, this has been another amazing, amazing discussion. I hope that our listeners really pay attention to not only the seriousness of it, but the joy of it all.
Mhm.
Because of course there's a balance
And,
with
and we're here dropping seeds. You know, it's really up to humanity, for the listeners, to see what they want to see. Just remember, your truth is only your truth. And if it resonates with you, amazing. If not, that's okay too. You know,
right.
everybody's path is different, and we have to respect that. You know, we're not here to force or wake up anybody. We're only here to drop seeds, and it's up to you how you want to see it. Because at the end of the day, we're going to see you as a sovereign being coherently. So that's it. You know, we're gonna show love no matter what, because that's just the example of being, being one with God and all the sources that everybody read. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So good. Thank you so much, Christian. How can our listeners connect with you once again? How can they find you? What's going on in your world? Let us know.
Yeah, so you can find me in all platforms with Christian Oliver. It's gonna be, I believe, two V's and one R at the end. So, and TikTok, Instagram. You especially find me on TikTok as well too. That's where I'll be placing all my, you know, content that I'll be helping humanity out and giving all the context of what's going on around the world as well too. But in everything, other social media platforms I have, from YouTube, from Instagram, and other things coming up. I do one-on-one sessions as well too, to give guidance and just have a conversation, just being that human, being that coach or whatever may be the case, right? Because we're all in this together. But yes, you can find me in all platforms, Christian Oliver, and we go from there right there. So, and
Okay.
you can put it right here. I don't know if you want to put the put
I'll
the
put it in
put the
description.
words
I'll
in
put it in
description.
description.
Yeah, so that make it easy right there. So all right there, Christian Oliver, and TikTok, Instagram,
YouTube.
YouTube, all of that. So you can find me in there, and yeah, I know you'll make sure you get the greatest information that I can give you. So And I'm honored to be here. So namaste for everybody. Peace and love.
Thank you, Christian. Until next time, I hope you guys really paid attention, really listened, really received the seeds. I mean, again, if Chris, like Christian said, if you didn't, then maybe next time. But until then, I'm your coach, your host, Giovanna Cirillo, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.
Namaste. I'll see you.